think this is the most I think this is the most hardest thing I have to do, and have to be honest with it as much as possible as I can, and because this stuff happened, me leaving Islam and coming to Christ, it was something very complicated for me, and I I did not understand so many stuff. I although I think I it was more complicated than what I would say. It was more stuff happened than what I may be able to remember, because I am going to reveal what happened that I can remember as much as possible, and I try not to be dishonest at all. And then give you guys how what happened to me that I left Islam, and yeah, I'm not asking for any sim, you know, sympathy or anything else, even from Muslims or anything, to understand me that, oh, because of this and this happened, and I cannot reject that. I don't care if you believe me or not. I really do not care. This happened to me, and this happened to me, not someone else too. Like someone else would. Yes, I engage with so many people too, but most of the changing, the crucial stuff were totally me, and I was alone with myself, in my mind. So yeah, all started all started all started last 4 years ago, when I was 15, and I was in my final year in junior high school, and about 5 or 6 months left, for my final exams too. And then I come back to Japan, and I think that was a plan for me and my parents, that I agreed with, that I'm going to study and be raised and have education back in Ghana, both academics and religious education, and then I come back over here, and then continue high school, and then uni, college. So I think by that time, it was Ramadan fasting period in Islam, and at that year I finished reading, able to read the entire Quran, and I think I was complete. No, not like complete. I knew everything else, but I think at that age, with what I had to know with it, I was complete with, within the Salat, and how to live as a Muslim, what to know. And so I think I was at the basics as well, and so I was still trying to acquire knowledge. And so, but yes, at that time, same time, I was with my education too. I'm in my final year, just left with me to write my final exams, and then I come back, and I thought I was finished. Like, I have fulfilled my purpose in being raised, like, most of my childhood in Ghana. Like, I fulfilled my purpose. Like, there's nothing left. There's nothing left for me to do, and I'm going to, and I've made my parents proud and my family proud, and I'm able to, I've done it. I'm complete. You know, but I think things do not go the way you want it to be, and I think 5 or 6 months before my final exams, and then I, you know, I went into. I had a close friend of mine who was a Christian. I think a friend of mine was a Christian, and I went into this fierce argument about which religion is true, whether Christianity or Islam, and I think because we were kind of sitting close together, we had the opportunity to really go deeper into it, and not just a one day thing, but I think almost a month or two, and I was going with this friend, and I would every single day I would come up with everything that I had, and he too, he just bring up with what he had, and I brought everything, the books that I had, the Quran and everything, the books that I've been reading, everything I brought. I talked everything that I had to know with the Trinity, Jesus, deity, the Bible's resurrection. Even I went even deeper into how Islam is an Abrahamic faith, and Ishmael was blessed, and so Ishmael's Ishmaelites are valid. Muhammad is a valid prophet. I think I touched on everything that I was able to touch on between like the differences of Christianity and Islam, but I think it did not go anywhere since I did not try to. I don't come with a open minded. I don't know, and it was fun for me. It was fun for me when I was having this argument with him. It was fun for me when I was having this discussion with my friend, because I would wake up just for the entire motive to go to school and talk with my friend about the topics that we had, and so I would go over and over again, and I argued back strongly. I defended Islam the way I was taught with certainty, nothing else. But I think it went to a point where my friend was like, time out. He doesn't want to do this anymore, and so, and I think he saw right through, my main motives and how I was not being honest with it, and he was like, he doesn't want to do this anymore, and so, but I think we just stayed friends, and he doesn't want to bring up this topic anymore, like about it. So for me, I took that as a sign that, hey, I have, I've won. Like I won. I won the I won the discussion. I did it. Because he ran away. He couldn't take it anymore. For me, I thought of that. I was very, very proud of myself. And I was very, very happy, proud of myself. Like like things are going too good for me. Like I'm done. I've done it. But a few days later, I saw myself wanted to try to re-engage with the conversation, and wanted to. I cannot do that because I have to humble myself and before to go there. And should I'm going to next time. I'm going to be honest, and I'll do things right. But I was not ready to do that. So for me, in order for me to cope with my desire for me to so engage with the conversation, I decided to relive them in my mind, like every single time I was with myself. Even with school, and so I started to like relive this conversation, like replay them all. So in me replaying them, I did a mistake by so now I saw my own flaws with my own dishonesty, the double standards I had, this trauma and the fact that I was doing overall just being dishonest. And now the answers that he's giving me and the things that he told me are now making sense. Now like, bro, I did not want to understand it. So God in my heart, I did not want to understand it. So it was making sense. So, but I did not. Although I did not make the reasons for me being flawed as a reason that I should convert. And I was like, maybe it's just because I'm young. I made a mistake. Some stuff. If it was someone else, she could have done better. I cannot, couldn't. So yes, I realized what I was doing was wrong. But I did not let that reason me to convert. And I guess during this time too, weird things started happening with just me and my nights and my dreams, and I started to have this nightmares, this non-neutral symbol, not symbol like not realistic, but very nightmares, and not just some normal nightmares that I could just just say, oh, they're just normal nightmares. I couldn't just say like I couldn't just put it at the back of my mind and just forget about it. It was not normal. Yeah, it's not normal, and I've never experienced those. It just brought fear and fear and fear more and more and more. Like, I know this. It's maybe uncomfortable during night and before sleep, and it really made it. And even like being by myself and maybe like going out at night for like prayers. Also, it's I felt uneasy, so but I couldn't tell anyone because nobody would believe what I'm saying because no one believe what I'm going to tell, what the dream is about, and so no one's going to believe me. I even saw that with myself, with my own how someone did not believe someone when someone probably dreaming, so like I'm not going to become like that person that they just walk to. I ain't gonna do that. But I cannot keep it by myself, so I then told this Christian friend of mine that was at that time we were so debating, and I went to told this friend, hey, I'm having this dream, this and so, and and he would tell me this and that, like he'll pray for me, or he will tell me, oh, this spiritual stuff, and I'll like spiritual stuff. I did not know that much about that space, and I did not believe that much about it. But he explained to me as how Christians believe it, and so, and I was like, nah, this ain't. I doubt it. What you even said, but like, there's no answer to it in any else. It's either I am. It's just either it's a normal nightmare or it is what my friend is saying. But I just put it aside. But I could not. I just put aside the answer, but that he gave me. But I was still dealing with it, like this fear and uneasiness. And I think after me, if I get back into it, during me realizing my flaws, and so I said to go and watch like this YouTube. I said to watch this YouTube videos of ex-Muslim testimonies, and it's like it is a legit person who left Christianity and because of he did a legit reason. That's why I live in Islam, and I watched like 5 or 6 videos, and all we're talking about like dreams or visions. I was like, nah, they're no, they're, I think it's either a lie or they're just dreaming. But I was facing the same thing with my dreams, and I was not being honest with myself even with there. And I do not take that seriously. I guess I did not take that seriously. I did not take that convincing enough for me to change into for you to change. Yeah, I did not take that seriously. But I think I I fell into a video which was different. Video from uh, the late Nabil Qureshi, and it was different. It was an emotional story. This former Muslim who knew better than me was he understand Islam deeply and left it for reasons for honest reasons, which kind of shook me, and uh it shook me, and it's why he I watched his video again and again and again, and like okay, why, what should I do now? But what should I do now? Should I convert? But I did not. I think I did not. And I think what I did was I made myself a victim. I was like, I'm the one who's been there. I'm not being honest. And I'm not being honest with Allah, and I made myself like the victim of it, and after all, everything Allah has done for you, and this way you're going to do, like you're doubting. Ugh, that is very bad. That is very bad. And so for that, I had to get back into Islam back again. I had to, it was the month of Ramadan as well. Like, let me take this opportunity to pray, to fast, and like just really go deep into it, like, and then just leave it Christian, like throw it away and just focus on the Quran. And so for me, that I decided to go back into Quran and read more than what I was doing. And I pray and I do nafil so many times, and with zikr, I'll do it. I do it so that this thought can leave me alone, like, but it wouldn't. And not long after that, I was coming back from school, and then I encountered a Christian evangelizer, a strange person, and like he came in person to me, and he came in person to me, like he gave me this pamphlet. It was like, about this good news, and I was like, okay, this I was familiar with, this kind of pamphlet, so I just opened it out, so about the good news and the gospels, and so I was like, okay, I just called it there, and I was not in. I made sure, like, I'll not get back into it and not discuss too much about it. I'm going to enter into that state again. But he gave me the book, and he asked me, like, so you're Muslim? I was like, yes, of course I am. He was like, okay, so do you pray 5 times a day? Like the 5 compulsory prayers. I was like, oh yeah, I do. Of course I do. I was like, okay, so does, Allah, does he talk to you? And I'll say, like, I said, he answers our prayers and our du'as, and so, but he doesn't not talk to us. Like, so you pray 5 times a day, every single day, and this God doesn't talk to you, this Allah does not talk to you. I didn't know how to answer that, so I just, like, I don't know, and he does not answer, like, God is I tried to like bring reasons and mess it around it. It's like, okay, I departed, and you okay. I was like, this Christian God, the this God in Christianity, he talks to the people that they pray to, and he talks to them. Right. I think from there, like I don't remember so much of the details, but now I'm dude. I cannot stay neutral now. I cannot. Alright, I'll go and watch um Nabil Qureshi's video, which will debunk Islam for me, like to make Islam false, and like how so Islam is false. And then, but I'm not accept Christianity yet. I would just not accept it yet. Just clinging to Islam, even though it was false. Like I was seeing false in it. But and now I put myself in this middle ground again. Now I was just sitting there, but I was just clinging to Islam. Plan, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to. It is something's wrong. Like definitely something's wrong. And eventually, everything started to collapse internally, and I think I was confused with myself, and like I did not know what to choose anymore. Yeah, what is it that I'm supposed to do? I cannot choose Christianity. Like Christianity out of the window. I don't know. And it is funny because I remember one time I was heading to school, madrasa, Islamic school, and I was passing through a lean road, a very very small lean road like this, not like this, but very lean, and I was passing through, and there was two buildings, another building here. It was like a building, some stuff, and then another one was here, a building which was a church, a small church. And then like it was Sunday, so I was heading to school, and the Christians there, they were like India's church service, and I think it was praise and worship time, and Thanksgiving. So they were singing through the window, and I was passing there. The window is there. The window is open, so I can hear them. Like it was very loud. And if you're in Ghana, if you're in Africa, or you know how it is in Sundays and how it is lively. I was like, I was passing through there, and I was like, this. Christian, I took a second for when I was like, nothing else. I remember telling myself this. Nothing else can convince me to come into Christianity. It's ridiculous. So I told myself like that, like, how nothing else in my life will I become a Christian? It is funny. And then now I am doubting. So I'm done with it, and now I'm having internal, everything's collapsing in my mind. I think just everything's collapsing with Islam too, and I cannot accept Christianity. Like it feel like it will contradict myself. I'll be lying to myself for me accepting Christianity. I cannot do that. So one time it was Maghrib, the call phrase, the azans were called, and the azan were called, and I was heading to Maghrib, and I was on my way to the mosque, and I started to I like the truth, like I got angry, like Man, like, no, it's either, like I told myself, it's either, it's just with hell and heaven, with heaven and hell, like, which with the true God, I feel like, it is something of a luck. It's something that you find if you're lucky. That it just becomes like this Russian roulette. That if you're born into the right religion, I could as when you have done it. The luck is, you, you've done it. It's like being born into a rich family, and you, you basically like, your life is good, and you know being born into a false religion, that means, hey, that is the equivalent for being born into a poor family. Like, you're basically done. Like, from the beginning you're cooked. I was like, and then now this God somehow who judge me if I go back to him. Then if I'm not in the right place, this God will somehow judge me that I don't worship him correctly. Whilst he put me in a difficult spot, he put me in a spot that where I cannot know him. So, like, there's no justice in this. Like, I was like, this God, somehow the true God, he hides himself. It's like he's playing like this cards game with me. So I held resentment. Like, I was like, does he think it's a game, or what? Like, does he think it's a game that he hides himself in these religions, and you know, we should pick which one is the correct religion, and then, so after that happens. Like, man, but so deep in me, I was like, man, Islam is so that I have not lived Islam. Let me just pray. Let me just pray that Allah should guide me to the truth. And I somehow, you know, how, I've dedicated my life into Islam. I know it is the truth. Let God, Allah, show me the truth. I was like, let him tell me that, this all this, Jesus is not just Jesus is just a man, like, like the way Islam has portrayed it, just as a man, because all my internal, conflict is between if Jesus is a man or not. I'm struggling with it. If Jesus is truly a man or not, it's just a man or not. If he's God or not, because why everything is around this one person. If it's not, you're just a mere man or no. But I think I still held to it tightly that, Jesus is just a mere man, and Allah just to show me that he's just a mere man. I prayed on my way to Maghrib. I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm done. So whatever happens, I'm going to still stick with Islam, and I'm going to throw away everything else. Like, I'm truly going to throw away everything else. That night I had a dream. Remember, I was in a crowd, standing in an open field, and then I looked down and I saw a man. I saw a man's feet, and two of his feet had a wound. Like, just had a wound, like it was being pierced or so. I looked up to his palms. It was the same as his. It was the same as his feet, and I looked up and I saw this normal man, and I knew it was Jesus. Whoa. And then he spoke to the crowd, and then he ascended. That was it. Alright, I think I woke up. I remember, I woke up. I was like, Jesus Christ is real, and Jesus Christ is God. And I think at that time I renounced Islam. I renounced Islam, and I was like, Jesus Christ is real. So I was happy, like, oh, like, yeah, Jesus Christ is real. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Like the thing that was in, He is true. Like, I woke up, and I was like, I was very happy. But then I went to school, and I went and told myself, I told my friend that I had the argument with him alone, that I saw this and this, and I saw this dream and this and that, and I saw Jesus in my dream, and so I was like, really, and he prayed for me, and yeah, I was very happy. I was very, very happy at that time. I was like, man, I am done with Islam. I am done with Islam. Like, I found the truth, and so I think that phase happened to when I left Islam. I left Japan. I finished writing my final exams. 2 weeks I left Ghana and came back to Japan, and right now I'm left with one task, which is to tell my parents that I'm not Muslim anymore. I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus as the Son of God. He is God, and the Bible is true. These are stuff that you don't want to hear from your child as a Muslim parent. But I think I did not. Me in Ghana, I did not tell the people that I was staying with, and my stepmom. I did not tell her anything. But I was like, I have to tell her. So, but I was like, I'm going to tell my parents, and so somehow I was bold. I was like, I'm going to tell them, and I'm going to stand firm in my faith, in my new faith, and going to do what I must. Somehow I was bold. I was bold when I was in Ghana, like Jesus Christ is God, and so I don't tell anyone. I came to Japan, and I came and met my family for almost like I think most of my time I came to meet them, my parents, and so my siblings, and I came to there was a Muslim community over here too. And I came to meet them. They were the ones who raised me, and so they knew me from childhood, and yeah, I came to meet them, and they were like, you've grown, so, and that's half. So I was like, I'm eventually have to go and tell them that I'm Muslim. I'm not a Muslim anymore. But well, I think before that I was like, what? I was like, are they like ex-Muslim, and what are they? And so I went into details, and I said about like what ex-Muslims are, and what do they happen to them, and I think this is where I shattered all that confidence in me. I realized that as an apostate, if you leave Islam, if you gotta be killed, and so I was like, is this true? But there are others, although it's just that if they're truly the Sharia law, they must be killed. And I'm like, damn, if I go to some serious country, something, I might get killed, or in prison or something. So and then that shattered the confidence in me. that made me feel like, hey yo, this is not something simple. I realized, you know, maybe like I'm into watch, like people, their families who abandon them, and the ex-mothers are the families who abandon them, and they will just be outcast. So I was like, hey yo, this is not something simple. Like I said, I think I started to realize the consequences of it. Me living in Islam, it's not just me living in Islam, and I can go freely like that. I'm not. I cannot go freely like that. So I realized the consequence that I I couldn't say it. So I just kept quiet. I just kept quiet. I did not say it to my parent. I like, what if I say, they kick me out? Out of nowhere. I'm in Japan. I have no one. I know no one. Like if they kick me out, I'm basically cooked, and I have nowhere to go. So I just kept quiet. I just kept quiet. Then I think I started to doubt again. I started to doubt again. Like, what have I done? Like, I started to like, what have I done? Like, this is not something simple anymore. Like, this is very deep. I was like, what even made me come to Christianity? Remember the dream? Oh no, the dream. It's because of so I realized that, oh, this is because it's because of this dream that I came to. I'm now seeing that Jesus is God, and so like, so now I was like, if there's anything that I can do, maybe I should just go back to Islam, to become a Muslim, and I'll just cover it up. This Black history, I'll just cover it up and let no one know about this, what happened in my life. But so I was trying to convince myself that this dream that I had was just a dream, just maybe dreaming, and it's not really really true. So I started to doubt that this dream that I had was really not true, and I was like, I and it was just I converted, basically, just on emotions and something else. I had nothing concrete to convert to, and I started to realize, like, I have to go back to Islam. This dream is just an illusion. What if it is, the devil who tricked me? He saw me having conflict with this, so he used that chance to deceive me. I started thinking about that, and I started I started to doubt about Islam, about Christianity too. So now I'm just going over the loop that that I had maybe 6 months ago, and how I came to how I end up in that dream. I'm just going. It's kind of like it was about to become a loop. And is it going to just be going like that? So I was like, but I couldn't. I could not accept Islam because of that same dream. Because of that same dream, like that same dream that I'm doubting is the same dream that is not letting, that I cannot forget. Like me, I was like, if I get back into Islam, like, heck, I have to do some. See that do something to my mind to forget about this, and just I have to do something to forget about this dream, and because this dream is going to chase me into my last breath. So I I, I became stranded again with it. I'm doubting about Islam, about Christianity. Like, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have. I was deceived. I made a mistake. I have to come back to Islam. Let no one know about this. And so, but at the same time, I couldn't, because of that same dream, that it was something behind it that I knew it was not normal. But at the same time, I am still doubting it. So, and like, what should I do now? So I made a decision, like, for me, I just gave up that. I was like, man, I'm not going to do this anymore. I just left this religion stuff. And since I was entering into high school, I just had opportunity, that new environment, to put myself into that environment, commit myself into it, and use that environment to forget about this. And yeah, I think luckily, the environment, I took the advantage of the environment, with the secular environment. And I just left everything that happened to me, and I just put it in the back of my mind. I just lived for like 3 years, and I did not touch anything. I did not pray or do anything. I was just living like a secular person. I guess like an atheist, although I knew there was a God. I think just an agnostic. So I was just there, living a secular life in a sense. So last year, I made a decision, and I've graduated. I'm living for myself. So I was just working. So I was dealing with, I think, because I left the environment, now I'm left alone. Now the thoughts of started to arise again. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to man it up and deal with it. There's only one reason I can do. Maybe there's only one way I can do to stop this. Because, which is to examine it both objectively, and see it like just from an open-minded viewing, which is truly the true religion, or like which is the truth in Islam or Christianity. So I think I put it down, like, what is the most important things that is going to change everything. I cannot go deep into everything else, but what is like the major thing that if one is true, then everything that the other is false. And if one is true, everything that the other is false. So for me, I tackle the most important thing, which is, if Jesus is God, the same thing. And if he truly died on the cross, the crucifixion, and then he truly resurrected, so I had to examine this both. I already knew the point from the Quran, where it just say he was neither crucified or killed. And the first, like, I forgot, maybe the first 5 chapters of the Quran. And I knew it. And so the Quran says that he will appear to denies that it was truly Jesus that was crucified, but it was someone else. So I the Gospels. I looked into the Gospels. I did a if it's truly crucified, it's just truly crucified, and then I came to a point that Jesus is truly crucified, and if I try to reject that Jesus is truly crucified, I'm going to deny with reality, and what I can do. Hey, I was not there, and I was not there in the at that time, the first century, and I tried to remove. What I did is I tried to remove every single like attachment to Islam, and every single attachment I had to Christianity. The dream, the stuff that happened, the dreams, the Christ dream. I touched it, and I was like, let's say nothing happened. For me, I'm an agnostic. With Islam to, hey, let me remove, get rid of the secular, reasoning and secular mind. Oh, the Quran is true or anything else. Let me man up and say, look at what is the truth, and not get distracted with other people's opinions. Also, so I came to a conclusion that Jesus truly crucified, and he truly resurrected, and he's truly God, as the Gospels claim to be, he to be. So I came to a conclusion that I'm not going to go deep into it, but I came to a conclusion that Jesus is God. The Gospels are true, and he truly died on the cross, resurrected the third day, and then ascended. If that is true, I cannot accept Islam, because Islam goes against that. If that is true, Christianity is true. So then I accepted Christianity. Like, Christianity is the truth. So it was this year, last year, I myself that I renounced Islam. Like, Islam is not the truth anymore. So it was a long, complicated journey. Long, complicated stuff that I went through stuff, and I'm not saying it was perfect for me. I have no doubt about it, but it's like Islam still offers for me the safest option for me. I still see that, but I am not looking for the safest option. Yes, that means I have to able to say that to every single one of me. I know every single one of my family and friends that I had, my Muslim friends, and I have to go against everything, against my own identity. And so after everything that I was done for, and I was raised by, so what I've learned and everything else, I had to reject everything, and then kind of like start something new again, I guess. And yeah, I never thought, I mean, this is my personal reflection, but I never thought I'd become a Christian. I never thought I would accept Jesus Christ. I never thought I'd do that. So now I think when I when I say that, I kind of like when I realize that, hey, I believe that Jesus is God. That kind of like, it's not, I'm not doubting, but like, how did I come to this stage where I believe that Jesus is God? How could I come to this stage? I know I don't doubt that, but yeah, it's very hard for me to realize that I'm not a Muslim anymore. Yes, I'm not Muslim, and yeah, I don't agree with most of Islam stuff, and so I think the funny thing is that I didn't know. I think at that time, maybe last 4 years ago, the Aisha's controversy was not that popular for me. Personally, I don't think people knew that much of um, Aisha's age and the Prophet's marriage. And then the funny one is Al-Zut. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, broke out of character, but yeah, let me just put those two stuff aside, and let me just end it with this. My, I think that is, for me, that is how I left Islam and came to Christ, and I just wanted to share, as people have done it before. For me, I decided me to share it too, and yeah, that is how I left Islam, and then came and then accepted Christianity as the truth. So yeah, it is, for me, I think, for ex-Muslims, I can relate to them, and then Muslims too. Also, I've been a Muslim for like, also Muslim for like most of my entire life right now, so I know how it is and how I thought, and so the like the thoughts and so everything, and I know how ex-Muslims feel too, and all over the world, maybe some places too may be dangerous, but yeah, I can relate to how it is, with you. You get like, at first when you accept Christ, you're like, yeah, your journey, you have joy that, oh man, you're accepted like someone else. I don't know, like you just have like this kind of joy that you're now you're now you're free, or how you're free. Sometimes people feel like they've been freed, and some say, oh, like they are free now, and it's not like they have ultimate freedom though, but like they've been freed from something else, and yeah, or when you accept Christ into your life, you encounter this this God who loves you, and so it's very drastically different from the God in Islam, and so, and I went through those phases, the I know ex-Muslim too, but at that cost, you now you have to pay the price for you have to deal with how you're going to like face with your family and maybe your loved ones who are Muslims, who like they're generally going to look at you, and how you're going to deal with them. And I think that's a cost you have to pay for in as Muslim, as an ex-Muslim, although you get to come to Christ, and you have a family, which is, I think, the church. I think there are many good Christians neighbors, and so which I encountered too. other course you have to like abandon, like you're gonna have like face issues with the original people that you were with and you came from forth. And I think it's kind of very difficult, and it's I know I'm the I take guilt. I take the responsibility for me not opening up and lying for for pretending for like 4 years that I was a Muslim, although I was not. And it's not it was not a good thing to do at all. And I really I don't blame it to the fact that, oh, I say I ex-Muslim and I feel, yes, I feel, but yes, there's a difference between compromising and just not just keeping it to yourself. But I think I went over the line, and I compromised my faith in order to keep sharp this thing that I had. And yeah, I think that is where I went wrong for that. And I totally get, like, you feel I feared I feel like, man, what if what if, and the what ifs will come. And so like and Islam will just going back to it will give you, like, it will be the best option. It's better to go back. It's better to go back, and not have all those problems and issues from your parents and so, and back home. And but I don't think, then for the truth, it is to find the truth. I don't think, in life, the it's not, how would I say this, man? But it's many. I think it's said in the scriptures too, right? Like, the truth is not something that is better for everyone. It's not. Doesn't. It's not. It doesn't enter into everyone's heart and just comes down and lies it like that. But some people reject it, and so in order to find the truth, and so you may have to, like, have issues with some people, and you're not going to be in a better place, but in exchange for that you get the truth, and you find the truth, you be with the truth, the truth. And I think it's a price worth to pay as an ex-Muslim with what you face through. I think it is a price worth to pay. Oh, since if I look at the scale, it's eternity with which what you might pay. It's very different. Some may go extreme. Therefore, abandonment or discrimination or anything. But even with all of them, I think it's a price worth to pay, to find Christ. It's worth. Yes, there is. And yes, although I may not have dealt with it, but I know I'm expecting it, and any form of it, I'm expecting it. Any form of it, that I'm expecting it though. But I think it's a price worth to pay to find the truth, to find Jesus Christ, who loves you, that He died for your sins and resurrected on the third day. Yeah, that is all I would say. And for me, this is my testimony, guys. Testimony. I want to keep it simple and blunt. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video.